I saw your title to what you did, what you said on the subject in response to Dubs or whatever. I think your video was like 40 minutes. I may have heard 3, 4, 5 of the minutes. Skip through. And what I did hear you say is about us in general behind the wall not being able to handle a second wave of attack. And I had no idea I was going to get calls from the 4-yard, from my homies, that said simply this. Hey, yo, tell your boy, Toom, man, I'd like to highlight him, man, fill him in with some more details on that situation, man, so we get a little better understanding. So you know your word matters back there for us. Right. I just want to ask you, whether it's true or not, do you think it would be wise for someone with your influence to be expressing that, making it obvious, especially for those that may be back there behind the wall on the front line where it might go down? Do we need to make the opposite side more aware of that being our situation, even if that's the truth?
Let me. Okay, I'm gonna jump in on that one head first. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was telling you, I had homies. I got homies in the pen too. I got phone calls from them, and you can read in the comments, and I could pull comments up where you got people that had walked the yard when I walked the yard. Now, like I said, my generation, homie.
You did start off with that.
Yeah, my generation.
After you clarified that, you went in on the subject matter to the point where I don't think a lot of people caught that.
Because people,
disclaimer.
Because they don't listen. They listen with their emotions and not their brain.
But you also went into it seemingly like you were stating, and for the purpose of the playback, I'm going to ask the production will have we're going to find a segment where you said it. It seemed like you were explaining our current ability to withstand second wave of attack. Even though you start off by saying,
but let me say,
things are different.
I said, okay, look, now, Pete, I sit there and I said, listen, man, if you are not from California, on this subject, your opinion's not going to matter to me. And then I turn around and I let them know, if you haven't done time in the California CDC, your opinion don't matter to
Even
me.
if you're from California.
Right, because you don't know.
Correct.
And then I let them know, if you don't have a B number, a C number, or an early D number, your opinion don't matter to me. You got a lot of people that's coming in, chiming in, who just start doing time.
You just X me out with my J number. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people that weren't, I'm speaking on, can't nobody dispute what I'm speaking on, homie, because I was there. I was there. If you wasn't there during this time, you should have nothing to say.
In that time, you're saying the climate was such as what?
I spoke on it. I say, man, look, in my later years before I started going, before I got ready to go home, the homies that was coming into the prison system, homie, was watered down. They getting these horror stories in the module. They getting these horror stories in the county jail. You know what I'm saying? Because I done heard them before. Man, the Mexicans this, the Mexicans that. Man, Mexicans this, woo, 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 woo. So by the time they hit the yard, they already like spooked of the Mexicans. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't, and homies, man, I'm right there when homies come in.
Like, what year is this?
But I went home in 96.
So this is prior. How long did you do?
The last time in Cali, I did 8 years before I paroled. The last time.
So this is basically like 89, 80s that these having these conversations up between 89 and 96.
When you say conversation, like what you mean?
You said the homies just talking about the Mexicans this, the Mexicans that.
Oh yeah, in the county jail, homies be talking about it. Everything that goes on in the CDC.
Late 80s to mid 90s.
Late 80s, all through the 80s, mid 80s. No, mid 80s.
Mid 80s to mid 90s.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So homies coming in, and I'd have been in the county jail where I heard dudes talking, man, them Mexicans, man, they up in there, man, woo, woo, woo. So now dudes looking. So now homies that was coming in, they'll fight. They would fight. But they had reservations about putting that iron in their hand. The Mexicans was gonna put the iron in their hand off the rip because that's how they was bred, that's how they was taught. So now here it is. You got, when I was in there, right before I got out, homies in there that had been doing time. When the ride kick off or when it go down, when it's time to move, the homies that had been putting in work for years gotta be the one to do it because the youngsters got an excuse. I wanna go home. I want my visit. Man, I want to catch stove.
Don't just blame it on the youngsters, because them old niggas used to be with that shit too. Man, I got a case, man. I ain't me. Y'all with that bullshit.
I will admit
but you so right. You so right, though. You so right.
Now here it is.
And we was already outnumbered.
already outnumbered. You only had, when Dubs made the statement, the reason why he feel they could win is because the blacks couldn't withstand wave after wave. See, people ain't looking at that. When we get into it, most of the blacks that's gonna ride, they gonna get into it in the first wave. Then here it is, the few that's left, they gonna get into it in the second wave. Now you got all the riders from the blacks gone. You ain't got nothing left but them fools who ain't gonna throw rice at the wedding. And people keep looking at it like I'm speaking on the Crips or the Bloods or people from Cali. No, you got a gang of fools from up north. You feel what I'm saying? It's many times, now, you know, this ain't no dig with the homies from up north, but when I was in the prison system, it was a lot of them, they wasn't going, you know what I'm saying? With the Mexicans, homie, it kept falling on us. You know what I'm saying? The Crips and the Bloods, it kept falling on us. And so, man, can't nobody dispute my truth, homie. I done been in rides and see homies running. Here it is, it might be 30 blacks, but only 15 of them get out. Only 10 of them get out.
No, I've been.
And the rest run.
I've been in Supermax, outnumbered. Like I remember.
How many times you seen homies run?
No, I remember saying, "Don't run, y'all, don't run."
You know what I'm saying?
In the middle of the shit.
So I get mad about it. Yeah. Tell me what I didn't see.
And you'll see a 60, 70-year-old Mexican with a cane who can't barely walk good on the front line on the opposite side.
Right.
Yeah. So
man, so can't nobody tell me what I didn't see. Period. They can't tell me, and I explained to them. I talk about my error. So like with the youngster, homie, how you gonna make a video disputing what I'm talking about? You wasn't even born when I was in prison.
No, you know what? When you say I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing, and then I told you the part that I saw that I was like, my thing is this, based on just general, because we know your platform is about giving your experience and perspective on things that you are expert on, which is highly street and being in behind the wall. That's highly what your content revolves around. So when it comes to the California system, I know you're going to be interested in such a hot topic. But I think that what took place in Salinas a few months prior and the coverage it got certain individuals discussing certain shit online that might not necessarily be the wisest thing to discuss. And that was my perspective on it, because I just didn't know, because I totally agree with you through experience through the 90s.
Well, let me say, I don't know what they were saying, but
it sounded like you were saying, and I want to admit again, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Hey, take that call for me, huh?
And to a lot of others, it may have seemed like you were saying, like, right now, and it still may be true now that it's out here, we're discussing it, but it seemed like you was declaring we solid for a round or two, but if they keep it coming, we asked out.
So if that's my truth and that's what I seen, to my blue notes out there that went through the struggles, I apologize to all y'all, homie. I apologize to all y'all. That video that I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? It was kicking, 100,000 views in the behind. But not no more. I took it down. I took it down, man. Because for one, it never should have been made. It never should have been made. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I talked to a homie who opened my eyes just now. I'm getting off the phone and I'm making this video right now because I spoke with a homie. The homie Kiko from 1180 East Coast. Real East Sider, man. Real East Sider. I was on the phone with him and the homie Spider Loc from 970 East Coast. I was talking to Spider Loc and Kiko called in and he tapped us all in together. You know what I'm saying? Don't nothing happen by happenstance. Everything that happens, it happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Other races, no matter how bad they look or no matter how good they look, they gonna keep their business internal. They are not going to air their business out even if it makes them look bad. I mean, especially if it makes them look bad. They are not going to air their business on no public open platform. And my big stupid behind should have followed suit. But you know what I'm saying? I let my emotions get the best of me. And anytime you let your emotions get the best of you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to make a rash and wrong decision.